everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. The stakes have been raised here in the wild card round as it's time to win or get an early start on the offseason. It's the Falcons going up against the Vikings. So with kickoff straight ahead, we'll check in with our broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Larry, thank you. We are indeed at the beautiful state-of-the-art U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was at the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
So certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Taken in at the 22. Fights off another.
I think the second tackler would have learned from the first.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Falcon football as they take possession. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And a glance here at the vet. He's got a lot of years under his belt in the National Football League. And to give this time to the tailback. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. And here's a look at the starting offense. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
Now they'll run it on the taunts. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
There's so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a solid run down inside the 30. So that one will get them halfway to the first down marker. 7 yards makes it 3rd and 7 now.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. From the left hash, this from 46.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
So kind of a tough break there. No real hook or slice to that one, but he's denied by the upright.
And he basically hits it just straight as an arrow. But yeah, since he's on the hash mark to begin with, straight as an arrow isn't good enough.
And out now come the Vikings. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
And it's a fumble.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Coach hinted to us that we may see some old power football here in this game. We got a taste of it on that first down run.
I love how he hinted it to us. And then when we were watching practice, we were watching what they call inside drill with the offensive and defensive line. And they kept putting more defenders on the other side and saying, block that. I don't care how many guys are in there. I want to run the football this week. And, boy, it has paid off for them in this game.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They come out here in the eye. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And here are the defensive starters. In your old position, you get to talk about the secondary.
The best athletes on the field, Brandon.
Debatable.
Well, we'll see how this goes today. I love the way you put my guys down. But you know this. They've got to cover, and they have to tackle. They have a heck of a task in front of them in this game.
Offense coming up, needing 2 yards on 3rd down. And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And he missed it. He missed it just wide of that left upright. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
So out come the Falcons now. Yeah, they were in field goal range the last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. A gain of 6 there on first. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
And that linebacker group today could be very key.
As we were preparing for this game, you pointed out to me as we were watching film that the linebackers look like an elite unit. I agree with you totally. They move around, fly to the football, and take it away from offenses.
And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on third.
Playing coverage here.
They'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL.
He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
And now out comes Minnesota. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Wasn't able to get anything, no gain. Fumbled once already. Maybe he's being a little careful. Not necessarily on that play, but I'm sure that's in his mind somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt, because protecting the football is job one for anyone who's carrying it. And that's exactly what he tried to do on that play, but it didn't gain him any yardage.
And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
I don't care what the game plan was coming in. After these runs,
you're running it, right?
you make sure you keep circling on your play sheet, running plays that are working, and keep patting those big offensive linemen on the back. They're doing a great job.
Goes without saying, the defense is going to have to adjust to it.
In a big way, and they've got to figure out, do they have to sell out to stop the run, or can they just do it better than what they've done so far?
And they'll run it here. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So this offensive unit, they've now had 3 drives, and they only have 3 points to show for it.
Payoff is the key for everything. How many offenses have we talked to that say we have to finish drives? Thus far, this team hasn't finished it quite the way they wanted to.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And the Vikings defense ready to head back out there now. They had the interception last time, led to a field goal.
And kept points off the board against them as well. What a great way to end a drive. Take it away and set your offense up to put points on the board themselves.
The only thing would have been better a touchdown. Now they'll be looking to get the stop and lead to that here on the next drive. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the 1st down.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
We are watching a runner having a really nice game. Carrying it very well. Vision is excellent, but boy, look at the help he's getting. Offensive line, I think they're pretty eager to block for him.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. Fresh set of downs here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. So 1 quarter in the books here the opening weekend of the NFC playoffs. It's a 3-point game here early. We're back to Minneapolis in just a moment.
The NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a 1st down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And to give this time to the tailback. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Second and goal to go now. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Here we go now. 3-19.
They'll look, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We'll give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. And now out comes Minnesota. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit up.
Right. We got 4. We got 4. All right, here we go. Boom, landed.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And space opened up a bit. He's able to take this up past the 10. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They come out here in the eye. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. 3rd down and 12. But good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
And you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time.
It got his man complete. The 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 88 yards. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man.
Now the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it's polished off by a Viking score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And here now come the Falcons. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
Yeah, difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the 1st on the ground. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense, I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of...
And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And some room to maneuver. There he goes, right side. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
Now for the point after. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, as they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
But I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
They'll look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They give him 12 yards and a first down. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. So the offense avoids disaster, keeps possession. Now it's 2nd down.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Larry Ridley at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. And a few little... And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Fielded just inside the 20. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And it'll be Viking football here as they take possession. And now out comes Minnesota. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Hey, watch 85. Watch 85. Single, slot. Hurry up, here we go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the dreaded 3rd and long here for the offense.
Single receiver. Let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Double tight. 4 down. Hurry up, here we go.
They'll look to throw again. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Hey. We got 3. All right, here we go. Watch it now, Barney.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Vikings just want to get back out on the field as they've looked good last week and now today. The Falcons are just going to have to try and figure out a way to make a dent in this deficit. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. 3rd down from inside the 10. Ball's going to be up for grabs here. Following the forced fumble, the pass complete out of the gun. And this 5-play drive goes for a touchdown, which takes the lead to 10. About halfway through the second, under duress and the pass is picked off. Vikings will end up returning it for a TD. The lead grows to 17.
All right, Larry, indeed a 1